Hello everyone, welcome to another Life and Student Ministry video post. My name is Tim Schmoyer. I'm here with Greg Stier.
Hello.
And this Friday, we're going to be talking about tough questions that teens have for God. And Greg, you were just coming off of an experience, the Gospel Journey in Maui.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like?
Yeah, we took a Mormon, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Jew. Sounds like a setup to a joke. Into a bar and we met a priest. No, we went to Maui, a Mormon, Muslim, Buddhist, Jew, Seventh-day Adventist. Girl that thought God was a black woman to bake cookies. She got her view not from the shack, but from the Matrix.
All right.
The Oracle in the Matrix. And we went to Maui for 8 days, and on top of a volcano, in the ocean, in a leper colony, on the beach, had spiritual conversations, and it was great. It was intense.
So what are some of the top questions that kind of came out of that experience with those teens from all different backgrounds and religions? What are some of the top ones that you kind of these were and the tough ones too?
Yeah, we had our set of questions that we asked, but that spun off other questions. The biggest question, I think, is that we struggle with, besides who is Jesus and what is his message, because you got a Muslim, a Mormon, a Buddhist, a Jew together, and me. Right. Nitrogen and glycerin. We had all these different views, but the biggest question other than that was, why are there so many religions and can they all be right? Because what we found is there's the mentality like Djoser said, no, Allah is the way, Muhammad is his prophet, the Quran is the truth. Then you got me, the evangelical version of that, Jesus the way, the truth, the life.
Right.
Then you have Rachel that believed all religions were kind of together. And then you had Emma that just said, she was a Buddhist yoga instructor from Boulder, saying, well, can't we just all isn't this all part of just the same cosmic plan?
Right.
All roads lead to God. And I'm like, yeah, most to his judgment, one to his forgiveness, But it was good.
Are those some of the same questions that church teens are asking, though, that you think not just kids from other backgrounds and religions, but our church kids are asking that as well?
Well, definitely. Matter of fact, Rachel, the girl that thought God was a black woman that baked cookies, she developed her theology locked in the bathroom of a church. She went to her parents made her go to an evangelical youth group, and every Sunday morning she had questions. She'd ask about it. She had a problem with hell. So she'd ask the youth pastor, and the youth pastor had to get
Apparently
to his...
Jesus has a problem with that too, because he's trying to save people from that.
Yeah, that's right. But she had a problem with the concept that a loving God would send people to hell.
Right.
And so she tried to ask her youth pastor. Her youth pastor would shut her down every single time. If you're that youth pastor, shame on you. No, because he had to get through his outline. We got the pressure to get through our stuff. So he kept shutting her down. So every Sunday morning when her parents sent her down the hallway to youth group, instead of taking a left into the youth room, she took a right into the bathroom, locked the bathroom door, and inside that locked bathroom, she developed her own systematic theology. God's a black woman that bakes cookies. There is no hell. I believe in incarnation. So what we try to do is, get youth leaders to, just because kids are in the youth group doesn't mean they're not locked in the bathroom of their mind, so to speak.
Yeah.
This analogy is not working out perfectly, but we need to unlock that door and open it up and let our kids ask those questions. And that's one of the cool things about the Maui deal is it gives them permission to do that.
So they're asking questions like, who is God and what is he like, and is Christianity real? Is this the and is there maybe
the Bible,
one more
the Bible, what's so good about the Bible versus the Quran or versus other holy books? Why should we trust in it? Or did Jesus, was he really God or was he just a good teacher? I mean, it's all the classic apologetic stuff, just wrapped up with a little postmodern twist.
Right. So we're going to be talking about this a little bit more on Friday in our live YM talk. If you'd like some more information, go to timschmoyer.com. At the very top of the site, there's a little link that says YM talk. You click on that, and it'll give you all the information you need, how to access the phone call, the phone number that you can dial in, and a little link for a chat room there. If you can't interact on the phone and dialogue with me and Greg, you can also just chat there with us as well. We'd love to have you. Real quick, though, before we get to this discussion on Friday, how can us as youth leaders start answering some of those questions, kind of like a Cliff Notes real brief version? How are some ways we should start addressing those questions in our youth group?
Here's the thing. I think before we try to answer the questions, we got to ask the questions, and we got to let them kind of give their response, and then we can begin to answer the questions. I think one of the reasons youth leaders don't ask the questions is because they're afraid they don't have the answers. Yeah. Let me give you a get out of jail free card. You don't have all the answers. You know the one who does. His name is Jesus. He wrote a cool book called the Bible. And so just say, hey, I don't know, but I'll find out. That's a great question. I think it's refreshing for teens to see us say, I don't know, because we're not omniscient. We just know the guy who is, all right? And so we spend that week studying and going and growing. And so ask the question, and then you guys can learn and answer the question together. And then it's fun. Then I talked to one guy at a coffee shop yesterday, He's like, we're going through this Gospel Journey Maui. He goes, my kids came to me and said, can we meet for an hour longer? Because we want to really discuss. And he goes, what in the world's going on? My youth group wants to meet for an hour more so they can spend more time discussing.
Right. Well, that's exactly what happened in our group. With the first
right.
Gospel Journey, I know we talked about this before too, but the first Gospel Journey Maui is like our youth group ends at 8:30, and so we had to keep making the game time less and less and less,
Yeah.
and because they needed more and more time to talk, and then our youth group ends at like 8:30, like I said. But for as we started about halfway through and towards the end of it, we were going to like 9 o'clock. And none of the kids are still talking to this day. Some of the best theological discussions I've had with teenagers ever, and it just totally. And I know I sound like a big marketing appeal here, but it's really not. It really did.
Well, it did
work great for our group just to start dialoguing. Those are some of the questions they honestly are asking.
Well, and it's, you told me that those kind of conversations happened after that, and it kind of changed the way you do youth ministry.
Yeah.
And it's not about Gospel Journey or Gospel Journey Maui. It's about the idea of real conversations with our kids about significant theological, philosophical questions, because if we don't ask those questions, the Philosophy 101 professor in college will, and
Right.
he's going to unscrew and undo everything we've been trying to do with our 3-point outlines.
Right.
Our 3-point outlines aren't enough. We've got to
Right.
dive in and get into these conversations and let some uncomfortable moments ensue.
Yeah. Well, they're always uncomfortable, and I'm not sure I have the answers, but I'm becoming more and more comfortable with that. And I hope you guys can join us on Friday again, talk with me and Greg more about these questions that teens have for God and how we, in our youth ministries, can address some of those. So
I
thanks
feel like
for
I'm an
hanging out.
American Idol saying, vote, call 8-1-800, vote 11, vote 11.
You can vote for him on Friday. So we'll look for you guys there. Thanks, Greg, for hanging out
Don't
with
leave
us.
us hanging, be there.
And thanks for hanging out with us as well for another Life in Student Ministry video post. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.